friends, welcome to the channel. Firstly, I want to say thank you for everybody who supported us on this journey. I say it a lot and it means a lot to me, and I really mean it from the bottom of my heart to say I am really appreciative of your support for the channel, and I ask you to continue to support others who are trying to do similar endeavors. So a couple of months ago, when I decided to fire myself and undertake the sabbatical, it quickly became clear for me that I needed to find something to become the center, to make central to this journey. And the Random Wisdom Tour became that. This tour really was a very important part of my sabbatical. So a couple of weeks ago, we made our way from Durban to Mthatha, down to East London, Port Elizabeth, St. Francis Bay, Fencourt in George, all the way to Arabella, and straight via Cape Town to Stellenbosch for my business business development program, and through inland routes down all the way to Graaff-Reinet and back to Durban. But that's been a really amazing 2.5 weeks on the road, which I've really appreciated, and it showed me that I've made the right decision making this the anchor of this journey. When I started this journey, I made a commitment to you to share my experience with you and share any insight, any nuggets I pick up along the route. And when I made that commitment, I don't think I understood what it means to put yourself out there. Put yourself in front of people and share yourself. Also, how difficult it was going to be to try and shoot and edit and put together this program myself. And I want to thank everybody who supported me, whether it's really ideas of things to do, places to visit, but also the help I got on editing the videos, which I really appreciate. Last time we spoke, I did a Q&A and I tried to answer a number of questions from Facebook, YouTube, and also from LinkedIn. And I really enjoyed that. And subsequent to that, I've had lots of questions that I'm trying to address and respond to directly. But for today's episode and our final episode, I thought, what are the biggest lessons I got out of this trip? And I really want to distill this into 5 key insights that I think it's things that I need to start thinking about as I move on to the next part of my journey. One of those is really the idea that, you don't have to have a perfect plan. I think what we tend to do is, when you do a strategic deck, is we put a plan that tells exactly what you're going to do, the outcomes you're going to get, but we don't open ourselves up to be present. Some of my amazing experiences on this journey happened through things I didn't plan. The unplanned detour, the moment to be present in a conversation, the interactions that I got out of my way to have with strangers. And I think sometimes when you put your plans, whether it's for your life, for your business, or anything in your life, it's important to leave space for spontaneity, space for discovery. And I think for me, that's something that I'm going to keep with me, and I'll take it forward with me. I think the next insight is something I discovered quite early on the journey and really sat with me. And it became a beacon of my interactions, of how I viewed places or experiences that I got through the rest of the journey. And this is a simple idea that says, kindness does not require context. I'm not kind to you because I understand your context. And I think for me, that's something that I think sometimes we miss in our lives. We always feel like we only can be kind to people we know or people who understand their circumstances. And as a result, we tend to treat the strangers in our life fairly poorly. And it's something I'm taking forward with me is around, I need to be kind to everyone. That context did not decide whether I'm kind or the level of kindness I demonstrate to them. And that's something really big, something I'm going to take forward with me in the rest of my journey. My third insight I want to share with you guys is this idea that success, when it has no meaning, it feels empty. I think, we climb our corporate careers, and I'd always considered myself to have had a fairly decent career, a fairly successful career. And I think the peace and the joy I found in the small interactions and who I am in the last few weeks has reminded me that success has to have a meaning. I need to be clear on who I am and how I want to impact this world. And there's something really, as I'm starting to explore my next opportunities, I'm going to use that as a filter. And I'm trying to remind myself not to fall into the old traps. When people come to you, stroke your ego, and tell you how amazing you are, try to recruit you into a role, into a project, remind myself that success without meaning is meaningless. And it's important that whatever I'm doing next, I'm clear what it means for me. And I'm clear on how I want to impact others and the world through the work I'll be doing. And that's something I really want to take forward. I want to make sure going forward, my success is meaningful, isn't just visual and stars, lights, and firecrackers. I think the fourth insight isn't an insight. I think for me it was a massive revelation and a wake-up call. I think when you are in corporate, you have access to resources, people respect you for the title, people respect you to your ability to impact their life, their careers, their businesses. But when you step away, when the title fades, all of that is gone. I think it made me realize how important it is to build your community. Your community is everything. And my challenge to all of you friends is, remember, your community is everything. Make sure as you climb the corporate ladder, you don't neglect your community, whether it's your family, your friends, your social networks, that you continue to nurture those. And I'm grateful to my community because this journey would have never been possible without them. And it reminded me that I did not need a title to have a successful journey. I needed my community, and they showed up. They showed up and showed off. So I want to say thank you to my community, but more importantly, remind you, your community is everything, friends. I think the fifth and the final insight I want to share with you today, I think for me, it's a reflection more than anything. As I reflect on the journey, reflect on the two and a half weeks on the road, and the 3 odd months I've been on the sabbatical, is that the insights don't only come from reflection, they come from experiencing. And it's important that we are present in the interactions, whether the strangers in your four-ball, laughter in the morning with your loved ones, a sip of a good whiskey by a fireplace with strangers, engaging with them. I learned that the insight, the wisdom doesn't come purely only from reflection. They come from experiencing. And I think for me, it helped me remind myself how important to be present. And it's really something that I want to reflect on and say, if I could live my life like I've lived the last 3 months, by being present and experiencing the interactions that I'm going through in my life, I could hopefully become a better leader, or the kind of leader I want to be. And for me, friends, those are really, for me, there's a lot of insight on this journey, but those are the 5 ones that I thought, let me pick and share with you, something that I'm willing to work on, that I'm going to continue to take with me as I move along on this journey. I think in the rest of the journey, there have been a lot of insights, a lot of things for me to take forward. And those 5 I've shared is just but a few of those that I think can help you get going in whatever journey you're choosing for yourself. I just want to say thank you for your support and thank you for being with me on this journey. And I'm certainly learned a lot from this journey. I'm certainly a different person, and I'm grateful for the journey. And I know the tour was only but one part of the sabbatical. I still have the executive development program that I'm doing. I have nice opportunities around advisory roles that I'm busy working on, assisting other people on a pro bono basis. So I've got still quite a lot to engage, to chew on, and learn on this journey. But I think the tour was amazing, was a beautiful setup for my entire sabbatical. Until I see you again in season 2 of the tour, please stay blessed and be good to yourself. Take care.